Last time on D&D, The Arrival, Session 0. So this game came about because my friend Anita had posted a picture of a DM screen made of wood that resembled my own DM screen. And some friends had ordered mine for me, so I knew it was not a very common DM screen to be seeing. So I'd asked her if she was playing D&D, which in hindsight is a pretty obvious question. And I had mentioned how that DM screen looked exactly like mine, except, they had a different front, whereas mine has my name, like a D20 on it. She had asked if I had DM'd since I have a DM screen, which in hindsight is also an obvious question. And I explained that I've been playing D&D since 2nd edition came out, and probably a little bit before that, but everything prior to 2nd edition is kind of a blur. Because a lot of 2nd edition and 1st edition way back then kind of blurred for me as to what we were playing because I was so young at the time. Kind of feel like we're mixing both. We're playing like 1.5. Anyway, she asked if I'd be willing to DM for a number of her friends who had never been, to a D&D game, never played D&D, but they were actually interested. And despite the massive introvert that I am, there is one thing that will make me overcome being an introvert, and that is playing D&D. So enter Dave, his wife Amy, Jessica, and eventually Jessica's husband Brad, Albert, Melinda, and of course Anita. Because they were all new to D&D and Anita only had a few sessions of D&D under her belt, I decided that the only thing I'd make really available would be stuff from the Player's Handbook. So the races and classes and the spells were strictly from the Player's Handbook. Anything beyond that, such as Volo's Guide and all those other things, were not accessible. But I'd already come up with an idea on how to quote-unquote release the magic later when the players were, more well-versed in D&D, and that they could pick the, different paths within that class that they were later on when this magic was quote-unquote unlocked. Unfortunately for this game, for The Arrival, when COVID hit, there were a few critical workers, and this game essentially has gone on hold. We talk about it all the time, we all still want to play, so we're pretty much just waiting for COVID to calm down. Now, because this game was always played in person, this one was never actually recorded, so when I go over the different sessions for this game, it's just going to be me recapping the notes. So it'll be pretty brief for each of them. They'll probably each be like anywhere from 2 to 5 minutes with me talking about the notes. So in this game, Melinda plays the halfling bard, Calliope. Anita is a forest gnome ranger / rogue by the name of Ellie. Jessica, who basically plays in all of my games after meeting Jessica at this game. I've basically pulled her into all my other games. Jessica plays a high elf cleric by the name of Fallon. Albert will be playing the wood elf ranger named Talarin. Dave is a red dragonborn by the name of Throgdor. Amy is a hill dwarf wizard by the name of Torpo who loves burning everything. And then Brad will eventually join the game, and he will be playing a human fighter by the name of Alaric. So hopefully you hang out, check it out, and the upcoming sessions will, as I said for this one, just be me talking and recapping the notes, because none of these were actually ever recording in the gameplay. So hang out, and remember, last time on D&D.